Stan Gibilisco here, proprietor and operator of the website sciencewriter.net, which you see before you right here. Note all the links. You just go to sciencewriter.net, which I will link to after I'm finished with this video, so it'll appear in the description of this video. But what I'd like to present here is something I just got recently. It's an email from the Authors Guild. More or less negative feelings about Google and allegations to the effect that they are stealing copyrighted works. So, I'm a member of the Authors Guild. I have been for many years. And it concerned me to think that maybe this powerful outfit was stealing my work. So I wanted to find out exactly to what extent they are doing it, if at all. And so I went to a site called Google Play, which you see right here before you, with my book, among many of other of my books, featured here on Google Play. And notice they have what they call a free sample. And I became curious about that. $11 to buy it. That's awful cheap. I mean, but then again, I don't think it's a discount so deep that it would affect. Well, the whole issue here is that theft of copyrighted work is injuring writers' ability to make a living. But on the other hand, is this really theft? Or does it have a more positive influence than negative? So I went and checked out the free sample. I just wondered, to what extent have they in fact stolen material? So I began to page through it, and I'm doing that right now. And this is my book. Now I notice here there's a great deal more in the disclaimer section of this particular work on this website than there is in the actual book, and it admonishes readers that this is in fact a copyrighted work. So McGraw-Hill must have agreed to have this done. So there's what they call a participation program that some publishers evidently will use. So I'm scrolling through the pages now, and this is what the book looks like when you actually open it up. You spread it. 16 and 17, pages 16 and 17, pages 18 and 19, 20 and 21. Then we get into the meat of the book, and I began to see, well, now how good is the actual production quality? Let's look at this here. Q equals Q. Here's an equation that's split between pages. Well, that's not like that in the printed book, but I think the reader will probably be able to figure that out. All electronic books that I've ever seen, of mine anyway, have glitches in the production. But what I'm seeing here looks pretty good. Looks pretty good to me so far. How about the illustration quality? Now the equations, they're pretty good. They're doing a pretty good job here. But now the question is, have they really stolen all of the work or what? What's going on with this? Now, fair use, I'm no lawyer, and I don't know what fair use limitations would be, but I would suspect that taking this much of a work verbatim like this and offering it for free might cause an issue with fair use. But I'm not done yet, so bear with me here. There's an illustration. Copyrighted material, it says. Well, all right. I think the main problem is not big outfits like Google stealing authors' work. I think the main problem is individuals on the internet doing it. Now, if you've done it, shame on you, but there really isn't a cotton-picking thing I can do about it, except just offer free content to lure people in and make them want to purchase the works in full, in their full glory. Pretty good illustration quality, too. Now, we're getting up towards what looks like the limit of the free sample. Well, it looks kind of like we got to the end. I don't know. There we go. You've just finished your free sample. Now they give you the option to buy. And I can only assume that Google, if they sell these, will pay a royalty to McGraw-Hill, who in turn will pay a royalty to me. And to me, this looks pretty doggone decent. Pretty doggone decent. Now, if you want to buy it, you have to sign in. I'm not going to do that here now because I've already got a copy. This is my book after all. Now, the question is, does this in fact violate copyright? Here's Algebra Know-It-All, for example. You want to buy it? I don't see a free sample thing here. But here's the deal. If they offer a good free sample like they did in the physics book, about 1/10 of the work, then to me, if it makes people will find out, whether they like my work or not, and then they can decide whether or not to buy it. That should reduce the number of returns that we have. Remember the old-fashioned brick-and-mortar bookstores? Remember those? Well, those good old-fashioned bookstores have pretty much gone out, except for Barnes & Noble, I guess, and Books A Million. But when you go into an old-fashioned bookstore, you can browse through books for free. You just take one off the shelf and page through it. I don't see what the big deal is. I don't see what the difference is here. Really, seriously. So, really, there's Google Play. I did a search in Google. Google, for all the bad things that some people might say about them and big outfits like them, Amazon and others, to me it seems like they're improving the experience for everyone. Now, maybe I'm missing something. Maybe they really have stolen my work in its entirety or something. I suppose if someone wants to hack in and get it, and go to that kind of trouble. But it'd be easier to just get a used copy online from like Amazon or something. But I just don't see the problem. I just don't see the problem. That's my Webmarks site. Oops, you've gone incognito. Uh-oh. My main website. There it is again. Then, of course, you got my YouTube videos in all their glory. One of which you are watching now. If you've gotten this far, well, you must like me if you've gotten this far. Stan Gibilisco.
Welcome to the Nerd Cave in the Black Hills of
Now
South
I'm talking
Dakota.
on top of myself.
My name is Stan Gibilisco.
Back to outer space. That's supposedly the Earth right down there, but that sure doesn't look like the moon, does it? And what the heck is that? Oh, well, great images in NASA. Go there and you can download this for wallpaper and all sorts of other great stuff. Stan Gibilisco signing off for now. Until next time, so long.